The Amos and Andy Show. If you believe that the age of miracles is past, well, you're in for a jolt. Andy has just told his friends, Amos, the Kingfish, and Van Porter, that he's finally decided, after many bitter experiences, that women no longer have a place in his life.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. Why has you got to say that you was all women's? Me and Henry just heard about a swell gal, just the kind you've been looking for.
Yes, that's right, Andy. She'd make a wonderful wife for you.
Listen, fellas, let me tell you all something. I still likes gals, but I just don't want to marry none of them.
Oh, what you want to do is to kind of go out with them, but not marry them, huh?
That's right. After all, just 'cause a fella likes bread, he ain't got to buy no bakery. Say, Andy, you got the wrong slant on the whole thing. Listen, gentlemen, it ain't no use. I done closed my mind on the whole idea. I just ain't interested in marrying no women's of the opposite sex. Not even if they got a nice fat roll of money in the bank? Not even if they got how fat and in what bank? Yeah, well, they got it. Yeah. Well, ain't no use closing my mind so tight I don't get no ventilation through it, I don't get.
Yeah, well, when anybody mentions money, that mind of yours, Andy, just flaps right open, you know it?
But listen, Andy, I has done clipped this item out of the morning's paper. Here, read it to him, Kingfish.
Oh, yeah, I'd be glad to. Say here, Mrs. Minerva DeWitt, widow of the late Lucian DeWitt, wealthy real estate operator of Kansas City, Missouri, has arrived in New York for a short visit. Accompanying Mrs. DeWitt is her charming daughter, Loretta.
And there's a picture of them both right next to the article.
And look at there. What do you think of that young gal, Loretta? Yeah, she's pretty all right, ain't she?
Yeah, let me see that. Oh, that's one of the best-looking gals I done ever see.
But, boy, look at that mama of hers. She's a mess, ain't she? With the shortage going on, it's a shame to waste film on a mug like that.
Well, I will say the mother might be a bit on the haggy side, all right.
Yeah, but this Loretta would make a wonderful wife for you, Andy. Yeah. Wait a minute now. Why is you so anxious for me to get married? Oh, well, tell you, Andy, you see, wait a minute. Say, Amos, I know that these little details that we're going to talk about is going to bore you, so I guess me and Henry might as well discuss them with Andy alone.
All right, Kingfish. Well, I got to go anyway. I'll see you boys later. So long.
Yeah, so long, Amos.
Well, Andy, to come straight to the point, me and the Kingfish would like to see you marry this gal, 'cause with her money, we might all go in some business together after the marriage has been consumed.
Yeah. You see, Andy, the reason that this Mrs. DeWitt brought Loretta to New York was to find a legible bachelor for her.
Yes, that's right, Andy. Mrs. Van Porter met the DeWitts through our numerous social contacts.
Yeah, well, marrying a good-looking gal with a lot of money is a big step in a man's life. I want to take some time and think it over mighty careful first. I done thought it over. Get the preacher.
Well, now, just a minute, Andy, just a minute. This is high society where you can't go pushing the bull by the horns. You get yourself dressed up, and I'll make a date for you to call on the DeWitts. You better shave me extra close today, Shorty. I want to look good.
Okay, Andy. Once over heavy,
Yeah, that's right. Shorty, I was floating on air today. I got a big date coming up with a good-looking rich gal.
Yeah, that's bad, Andy. All gals is bad medicine. A man's better off without them gals. Gals is nothing but trouble. She got a friend?
I don't know. I don't know, I tell you. Hey, not too heavy with that razor, Shorty. Remember, my face is only skin deep.
Yeah, say, Andy, did you have a cut on your face before you come in here?
No.
Uh-oh. Getting back to this gal you're in love with, Andy.
Hey, wait a minute. What's happening with my face here, Shorty? It's stinging.
Andy, did you ever cut your face about 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, yeah, sure.
Well, it's bleeding again.
Look, Shorty, look here. If my face is cut, do something to fix it.
Yeah, I was trying now.
Well, what you looking for?
I was looking for my styptic pencil. I mean my styptic, a styptic stencil, my slipstick, first aid kit.
Well, get me a hot towel. I can't wait around here like...
Hello there, Andy. I thought I'd find you here. Hi, Shorty.
Hello, Kingfish. Andy, there's something wrong with the gas heater that heats the water. I gotta go downstairs and fix it.
Yeah, well, hurry up.
Brother Andy, everything is all set. Henry done seed Mrs. DeWitt and made appointment for you to call on them this afternoon.
Oh, boy, that's great.
Anyway, me and Henry has done figured out exactly what you got to do. Now, in the case of the DeWitts here, you has got to go after the mama first. In other words, you kind of got to act casual with Loretta till you get mama sold on you. You know, sort of smother the old hen with your best charm.
Yeah. With that face she got hanging out there, that ain't going to be easy.
Listen, Andy, half the job is already done. Henry told me Mrs. DeWitt, she done told her, too, that you is one of the most influential men in the financial circles here in town, and she thinks that you is loaded with money.
Yeah, well, I expects to be once the wedding is over.
Yeah, and to back up the story, while you was at their apartment talking to him, I'll call up and make believe that I is a stockbroker. I'll use the name Rothschild. That sounds kind of like money, you see.
Yeah.
Then you make it sound like big stuff from your end of the phone.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Shorty, when is I going to get that hot towel? Did you check the hot water heater?
Yeah, I just down there checking it. Andy, it's going to be a cold towel.
Oh, wait a minute. Why ain't the heater working?
Well, you know where the coils is. I mean, you know that little door that you do. You know the pilot light where you know where the water runs too slow. I mean, when you go, I didn't pay my gas bill.
Mr. Brown. After all Mr. Van Porter told us about you this morning, Mama and I are so glad you dropped in.
Yes, we are so glad you were able to tear yourself away from all your financial offices and drop in on Loretta and me like this.
Oh, well, getting away from the offices was nothing. But I kind of hated the bust appointment with my old pal Morgenthau.
Morgenthau? Do you know Mr. Morgenthau personally?
Oh, does I know J.P. Morgenthau? Why, me and Morgie is the best friends that you,
Loretta, darling, would you answer the phone like a good girl?
Certainly, Mama. Hello? Yes, Mr. Brown is here.
Oh, for me, huh? You mind asking who it is, honey? I mean, Loretta.
Who's calling him, please? It's a Mr. Rothschild, Mr. Brown.
Rothschild? Oh, yeah, one of my brokers. Hello? Oh, hello, broker. Yeah, how's things in the market today, old pal? Oh, it is, huh? You say amalgamated consolidated is amalgamating with consolidated amalgamated. Well, I tell you, old man, better buy me 10,000 shares of their best preferred stock. Yeah, you know, the pink kind with gold on them. Well, if it'll help you any, make it 15,000. I got an inch or two of space in my vault that ain't filled up yet. Oh, glad to do it, old pal. Yeah, all right, Kingfish. I mean, what did he say his name was?
Rothschild.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Rothschild. Silly. Not like me to forget names. Now, as I was saying, Mr. Rothschild, I mean, Miss DeWitt,
My, you bought 15,000 shares of stock.
Oh, it's nothing.
Well, Mr. Brown, Mom and I are invited out to dinner, so if you'll please excuse me, I have to start changing my clothes. But I do hope you'll drop in again sometime soon.
Yeah, well, I'm going to check with my social secretary when I get home and see if I got tomorrow night open. Maybe you and me could put on the feed bag at some high-class joint.
Oh, Mr. Brown, Loretta and I would be delighted.
Oh, the two of you, huh? Well, I'll give you a buzz on the phone tomorrow and let you know what time I can call for you.
That will be perfectly charming. Shall we dress?
Dress? Yeah, you better. I think it'll attract less attention that way. Henry, you say you done spoke to Loretta and her mama since I was over there?
Yes, Andy, and I must say that she went over very big with him.
Yeah, you sure got over that feeling that you had yesterday that you was all through with women, didn't you, son?
Well, this Loretta is different, Amos. Now, there's a gal that's really got something.
Oh, she has, huh?
Yeah, and she ain't got it all in the bank, neither.
But now, Andy, the next thing for you to do is to send the gal a little gift as a token of your esteem.
Yeah, 'cause I sure steamed up about her, all right.
Well, now, look here. I has bought this bottle of perfume for you to send to her.
Oh, that's a good idea, all right. What kind of perfume did you get, Henry?
Well, I think you might be able to smell it through the package. It's called nasturtium.
Yeah, let me smell it, Henry.
It's made right out of the flowers, right from the flowers.
They must have used the roots and all.
Yeah, I never heard of the stuff myself.
Well, look, Andy, this perfume here has a very delicate scent. And the salesgirl told me it would also keep the flies away.
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't I just give a can of Flit then?
No, Andy. I'm sure that
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Lightning. Hello. I'm so glad you dropped in. You want to make a dime?
Yeah, sir, Miss Andy. Is it going to be in cash?
Well, I'll give you a check like I done before.
Yeah, sir. At this time, Miss Andy, could you date the check earlier than 1946?
Yeah, okay, Lightning, I'll do it. Here, take this package over to Miss DeWitt and give it to her with all my love and affection.
Yes, the address is right on the package.
Okay, I'll whiz right over there with it.
Yes? What is it?
What is your name, please?
I'm Mrs. DeWitt.
Yeah, sir. Andy Brown done sent this package to you with all his love and affection.
To me? Why, thank you.
You welcome.
Loretta, did you hear that, honey?
What is it, Mama?
Oh, that darling boy, Andy. He sent me this gift by one of his butlers, and the butler said Andy sent it with all of his love and affection.
Oh, Mama, isn't that wonderful? That's why he talked to you yesterday and hardly spoke a word to me. He's after you.
Well, if he is, he's close to catching me. Because if he's coming here tonight with love in his heart, I'm meeting him with marriage in my eye.
So, the object of Andy's attentions has suddenly been changed, and all without his knowledge. What happens, we'll hear in just a moment. Well, just because Lightning delivered the perfume to Mrs. DeWitt instead of Miss DeWitt, it looks like Andy is unknowingly courting the wrong woman. At the moment, Andy is in his office with Kingfish and Van Porter giving him pointers on proposing.
Listen, fellas, my heart's going to tell me how to propose to Loretta. Even forgetting the money she got, I was crazy about her.
Oh, you really go for the gal, huh, Brother Andy?
Oh, yeah. She's with me night and day.
Mm-hmm.
I read the magazine, there's her face.
Mm-hmm.
I looks up at the ceiling. There's her face up there looking down at me. Why, even at lunch today, I seen her face right there in a hamburger. I couldn't eat it.
You couldn't eat it, huh?
No. You couldn't pour no ketchup on a face like that.
Well, that's all right, Andy, but about now proposing, you gotta listen to what me and Henry say.
Yes, Andy, in the social circles where the DeWitts and my wife travels, it is not the custom to propose directly to the gal. Before you can speak to your loved one, you has got to ask the old lady.
In other words, I has got to tell her mama first that I want to ask Loretta to marry me, huh?
That, my boy, is the idea.
Oh, Mama, I'm so excited for you. Mr. Brown will be here any minute. Oh, Mama, do you really think he'll propose to you tonight?
Well, if he don't, it won't be because I didn't give him a chance. Oh, there's the doorbell now.
You'd better answer it, Mama. I'll go on up to my room so you and Mr. Brown can be alone.
All right, Loretta. Andy, why, you dear boy, come in. Come right in.
Oh, good evening there, Miss DeWitt. Nice to see you. Say, did that perfume come that I done sent over here?
Yes, and it was so sweet of you.
Yeah. Well, that stuff really going to come in handy next summer. I notice you ain't got no screens on the place. Where's that good-looking daughter of yours, Loretta?
Oh, well, Loretta figured that maybe you and me better be alone for a while. You know, just in case you got any personal things on your mind that you want to talk over with me.
Yeah. Well, I was glad we is alone. I was kind of thinking of having a little talk with you before we tells her.
Oh, Andy, you dear boy. Ask me anything you want.
Well, Miss DeWitt, I've been kind of thinking about the idea of one of them merger things between our two families.
Andy, nothing would make me happier than merging the DeWitts and the Browns.
Oh, then you was willing, huh?
Andy, I was overjoyed. Say, would you think of taking Loretta along on the honeymoon?
Well, I kind of figured on it.
Loretta, honey, come here, will you, darling?
Yes, Mama? Oh, hello, Mr. Brown.
Hello.
Darling, Andy and me just had a heart-to-heart talk. And do you know what? Just as soon as we can get a marriage license, we're having a wedding in our family.
A wedding? Wonderful news. And Mr. Brown? Oh, I guess I really shouldn't call you Mr. Brown now, should I? Maybe I should call you Daddy.
Yeah. Or you might even call me, Poopsie.
Well, Andy, dear, I'll phone the papers now and have them publish the announcement right away.
Yeah, do that, and I'll rush right out and tell all my friends. Yeah, it's true, Gabby. The Kingfish here will tell you. Last night I done got myself engaged.
Oh, I sure am glad to hear it, Andy. Yes, indeed, I'm glad to hear it. Congratulations, son. Many happy returns.
Andy, I wishes you all kind of happiness. And not changing the subject, but has they said anything about putting their money in your name?
Well, no, I ain't brung that up yet.
Well, you ought to, Andy. You ought to. You ought to transfer that money to your name right away. Get the money before you're married. Then she can never accuse you of marrying her for her money.
Yeah. Well, I ain't worried. This is a love match anyway. Wait a minute. I want to look in the morning paper. They're going to put an announcement in there of our engagement.
Yeah, here's the paper right here, Andy. Go ahead.
Well, it ain't on the front page.
No.
Let's get over to the engagement section.
Skip the livestock there. Get over there.
Ah, here it is, right here. DeWitt Brown. Coming as a surprise to their many friends is the announced engagement of Mrs. Minerva DeWitt and Andrew H. Brown, who... Hey, wait a minute. Minerva, that's the old lady.
Uh-oh. That's the one you say look like a walrus.
Yeah, it must be a mistake, Andy.
Wait a minute. It ain't no mistake, Kingfish. And I know how the whole thing happened.
How it happened?
Listen, her mama thunk I was pre-posing to her.
Uh-huh.
Oh, me, what a spite. Now I is engaged to that ugly old hag.
Well, Andy, at least there's a face that you can put ketchup on.
Oh, me. Listen,
Listen, Gabby, as my lawyer, you got to get your head together and get me out of there.
You's in trouble, Andy. If you try to break the engagement now, she'll sue you for breach of promise.
Yeah, well, how is I going to get out of it?
Well, as your lawyer, and looking at the case in the full light of the law, it's my firm belief, Andy, that you's got to get a writ. A writ of habeas corpus. Yes, indeed, a writ of habeas corpus.
Well, what's that going to do for me?
Well, that'll prove that she's the habeas corpus, and you can get rid of her. I'll go to work on it right away. Goodbye, boys.
No, me.
Oh, wait a minute, Andy. I got an idea. Listen, a woman of her social position would never marry you if she thought you was a lawbreaker. Now, Andy, why don't you go over to her house, have somebody play the part of a detective, and come in and arrest you for being a crook?
Yeah, I think you got something there. Kingfish, you can play the detective. She ain't never seen you.
Now, hold it. Now, wait a minute. No, just a second, Andy. I just thought of something, too. If I impersonate a detective, I'll have to get arrested myself. That's against the law, you know.
Well, now, listen, Kingfish. You done got me into this jam, and you got to help me get out of it.
Okay, Andy. But I wish I'd never thought of the whole idea.
Now, just before I ring the bell, Kingfish, you got everything straight?
Yeah, now, don't worry none, Andy. Now, listen, what I'll do, I'll give you time to get inside, you see, and then I'll bust in and put you under arrest for embezzlement.
Yeah, okay, and stop shaking.
All right.
Nobody gonna find out that you ain't a real detective.
All right, I'll pull myself together.
Yeah. All right, Kingfish, duck. I was ringing the bell.
Okay, Andy, I'll scram.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy, I didn't expect you so early.
Yeah, well, I just couldn't stay away. You see, wait a minute, there's a doorbell again. I'll go myself.
Oh, it's wonderful having a man around the house.
All right, Brown, don't reach for no gun. I got you covered.
Oh, caught. Caught at last. Oh, me. Why did I embezzle that money at the bank, forge them checks, rob the vault, kill the bank teller, and then jaywalk while I was making my escape?
What is all of this? Who is this man?
Madam, I happens to be Inspector Stevens of the FBI, and I was here to do my duty. Don't move, Brown, alias Lefty Louie, alias Gyp the Crook. Don't move or I'll shoot you with this gun.
Have you got a warrant for his arrest?
A warrant? Yeah, I got a warrant. Did have one here someplace. Here, Brown, hold this gun while I look through my pockets.
Yeah, glad to. Want me to keep it pointed at myself?
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind.
Andy, I can't believe it. Tell me, did you really commit all these crimes?
Yes, sweetheart, I gotta admit it. But don't worry, honey. Andrew H. Brown can handle anything. All I ask you to do is to wait for me. I'll be back in 40 or 50 years. Kingfish, who was that standing in the doorway?
A cop.
All right, nobody move.
Officer, listen, I didn't mean nothing. Honest, I didn't. You see, the reason I'm playing a detective...
Keep your mouth shut, buddy. I'm not after you. I'm here to arrest this dame and the girl who's posing as her daughter.
What? You can't pin nothing on me. I ain't done nothing.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, try to convince a judge of that. For 3 weeks, the whole force has been hunting you two gals for posing as a wealthy DeWitt from Kansas City.
Well, Andy, I see by the papers that gal and the mother that was posing as the DeWitts has done been convicted.
Yeah, Amos, they is up at the penitentiary already.
Oh, the penitentiary, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, after that announcement, though, that they put in the paper, I was wondering, Andy, if a lot of people don't still think that you was engaged to one of them gals.
Oh, well, I'm taking care of the whole thing with another announcement in the newspaper. I got it all writ up here.
Oh, yes, huh? Let me hear it, Andy. What is it?
Says here, Andrew H. Brown regrets to announce that he has broke the engagement of himself and number 7462, mother of 7463.
Amos and Andy will be back in just a moment. And now, here are Amos and Andy again.
I tell you, Amos, I feels now more than ever that I done made up my mind to stay away from women.
Oh, Andy, them two gals almost got you in trouble, didn't they, son?
If they ever show their two faces around here again, I'm going to throw ketchup all over.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.